Once upon a time, dusk sent a horse to tell dawn they'd never meet, never greet, never know of each other's light. The horse rode through all cardinals. And found no trace of dawn. Returned to dusk to deliver the message. But by then, dawn was already waiting, accepting what had always been.
7 a.m. and I'm gone, or I'm back. I can't really tell. But what returns? Soul, ego, self, spirit, consciousness, flesh, I still really can't tell. Let's suppose I am awake, and that all these black chimeras I see in my visions are, well, just visions. Then this, all of this, for lack of a better word, is real, tangible, and consistent. No way. I am it. I am it all. I was being well aware all that my conscience sees. My brain can be tricked, but my heart knows the truth. These nocturnal adventures play a deeper role in all of this. But then, what's this horse got to do with it?
I kept thinking while I was dreaming that all this meant something. There was some other meaning in it that I ought to find out.
We'll find out.
I can't make out just what sort of a place it was. It seemed to be a gambling house. But there weren't any walls, just a lot of curtains with eyes painted on them. A man was walking around with a large pair of scissors cutting all the drapes in half.
Across many theologies, traditions, and philosophies, sleep and dreams have often been understood as a kind of a temporary death. A moment in which the soul leaves the physical body, travels, witnesses truth, and most of the time returns at dawn. In many ancient worldviews, the horse was the vessel set to carry the soul towards the underworld and back again. This is not a scientific video, nor a historical one. This is simply an extension of my artwork, Chimera of the Nightmare. And to tell you its story, I have to tell you much more. For me, dreams are not a curiosity. They are a fascination, a recurring experience we might be mistaken to ignore, as it is neither a collection of past memories or random pictures, but perhaps a foretaste of what awaits us when we breathe our last breath. I hope you'll enjoy this video as much as I enjoyed preparing it. So, let's begin. This is the river Lethe, the underworld river of forgetfulness. And souls who drink from it forget their earthly lives. Plato was the first one to warn us in the Republic. And there they come to eventide by the river of forgetfulness, whose waters no vessel can contain. They are all required to drink a measure of the water, and those who were not saved by their good sense drank more than the measure. and each one as he drank forgot all things. Then, in Orphic funerary tablets, which are a gold leaf placed with the dead, we read, "You will find a spring on your left in Hades halls. Do not go near this spring or drink its water. You will find another, cold water, flowing from memory's lake." So, we have memory, personified by Mnemosyne, and forgetting, personified by Lethe. Mnemosyne is continuity of the self, what allows identity to persist across time, death, and rebirth. Lethe is dissolution of the self. It is not simply a river of death, it is a river of forgetting. But Greek mythology offers an even better parallel between sleep and death. In its pantheon, though genealogies vary by author, Nyx, the goddess of night, and Erebus, god of darkness, give birth to two sons, Hypnos, god of sleep, and Thanatos, god of death. Sleep and death are literal brothers, a connection depicted in the painting by John William Waterhouse. Hypnos' power is so unique that he can overpower even Zeus, an extremely rare thing in Greek mythology, since he can put gods and mortals to sleep. Beyond being just brothers, Hypnos and Thanatos both operate at the threshold between worlds. Hypnos lives near the entrance of the underworld, where the soul begins to loosen its ties to the body. This makes sleep not just rest, but a daily crossing of a boundary. In Greek imagination, every night is a small catarsis, a descent. Another thing that the Greek told us about dreams is a differentiation between two types of dreams. My friend, dreams are things hard to interpret, hopeless to puzzle out, and people find that not all of them end in anything. There are two gates through which the insubstantial dreams issue. One pair of gates is made of horn and one of ivory. Those are the dreams which issue through the gates of soul ivory. These are deceptive dreams. Their message is never accomplished. The Greeks did not think we make dreams. They believed dreams come to us through gates, through spirits, through Morpheus. When reason is asleep, the soul is receiving. And for them, sleep is a dangerous, liminal, and porous state of mind. In the Talmud, a central rabbinic text where Jewish thinkers explore concepts such as law, ethics, the meaning of life, we learn that sleep is 1/60th of death. Now, what does 1/60th refer to? In Jewish tradition, the number 1/60th is a technical Talmudic ratio used to express a partial state or a diluted version of something. Not the full essence, but a faint echo. So in rabbinic mathematics, 1/60th is the amount at which something is still connected but no longer dominant.
Look at this.
It symbolizes a threshold, something that is neither here nor fully elsewhere. And this ratio appears in multiple contexts as well. Honey is 1/60th of the taste of manna. Fire is 1/60th of Gehenna. Dreams are 1/60th of prophecies. And sleep is 1/60th of death. So sleep is not death, but it contains the essential seed or taste of death. It is death in miniature, a temporary and reversible death. This idea is expanded in Ecclesiastes. Remember him before the silver cord is severed and the golden bowl is broken, before the pit is shattered at the spring and the wheel broken at the well. And in the Zohar, as for those who have not defiled themselves during the day, when they fall asleep at night, their souls begin to ascend, and first enter those graves which we have mentioned, but they do not cleave to them, and continue to mount further. For when a man goes to bed and sleeps, his soul leaves him and soars aloft. God then reveals to the soul through that grade which presides over the soul future events, or things which correspond to a man's own thoughts, so as to serve as an admonition to him. Till this day, just before the same ritual morning, 𝘠𝘩𝘦𝘯𝘠 and 𝘠𝘪𝘨𝘩𝘍𝘍. I give thanks before you, King living and eternal, for you have returned within me, my soul with compassion. My God, the soul which you have placed within me is pure. You created it. You will eventually take it from me and restore it in me. In conclusion, for Jewish tradition, each night the soul loosens its grip, ascends briefly, and eventually returns at dawn.
So che cercate Gesù nel crocifisso. Egli non è qui, è risorto come disse. Andate e dite ai suoi discepoli, egli è risorto dai morti.
Early Christianity inherits the sleep-death analogy from Judaism and the Greco-Roman world, but sort of radically reframes it. For the theologians of that time, sleep is no longer a threshold to the underworld, but a temporary suspension awaiting resurrection. And this idea rests on three converging traditions: Jesus' own language, Pauline theology, and early church fathers. For example, in the Gospel of John, we read, "Our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep, but I go to awaken him." The disciples said, "Lord, if he has fallen asleep, he will recover." Then Jesus told them plainly, "Lazarus is dead." Here, Jesus first chooses the metaphor sleep for death, before confirming that their companion is actually dead. In the first epistle to the Thessalonians, Paul writes, "We do not want you to be unaware, brothers and sisters, about those who have fallen asleep. For if we believe that Jesus died and rose, so too will God, through Jesus, bring with him those who have fallen asleep." We can see how sleep is a standard Christian term for death, and resurrection is the horizon, not the underworld. and sleep is no longer a catalysis. For the rest, early Christians seem to want to close the door that the Greeks opened, and even though they still consider sleep and death to be quite synonymous, they didn't view the soul as a wanderer at the time of sleep. In De Anima, Tertullian, an early Christian thinker, explicitly argues against pagan ideas of the soul wandering after death. Why do I tell this story? So that superstition may not be increased by the tale of 𝘠𝘪𝘨𝘠 among the common people who believe that sleep is a temporary departure of the soul. Islamic scholars describe the human being as composed of several interrelated dimensions. Ruh, the spirit from the divine command. Nafs, the self, the breath, the seat of desire and identity. And qalb, the heart, the inner organ of perception and intention. This triad closely echoes other traditions, like the Chinese Jing, Qi, and Shen, known as the three treasure, or the Egyptians Ak, Ka, and Ba. But we'll see that later in the video.
Когда я сплю, я не знаю ни страха, ни надежд, ни трудов, ни блаженства. Спасибо тому, кто изобрел сон.
In Islamic thought, sleep is a temporary withdrawal of the ruh. The spirit does not completely abandon the body, but remains connected to it, often described metaphorically as a ray of light still attached to its source. This is why sleep is traditionally called 𝘠𝘪𝘨𝘠, the lesser death. The Quran states this explicitly, establishing sleep and death as similar events. Allah takes the souls at the time of their death, and those that do not die, He takes during their sleep. Then He keeps those for which He has decreed death, and releases the others for a specified term. The theologian Fakhr al-Din al-Ghazi explains that sleep is a partial taking of the soul, not a full departure, a rehearsal of death without its finality. And this idea is further developed by Ibn al-Qayyim in Kitab al-Ruh, or the Book of the Soul. He describes sleep as a temporary separation that allows the soul to move in the unseen realm while the body remains alive. We can get some idea of this by likening death to sleep, which is the lesser death. In the sleeping state, the soul does not completely leave the body as it does in the case of death, but remains inside the body. He also insists that not all souls travel equally. A soul refined by truthfulness, remembrance, and clarity may ascend, witness, and return with coherence. A soul clouded by deceit or heedlessness becomes entangled, confused, distorted by whispers. Dream quality reflects morale and spiritual condition, not imagination alone. We also have a hadith, which is a collection of the Prophet's saying and behaviors, that references how the Prophet prayed before sleeping. In your name, O Lord, I die and I live. And once he would wake up, he would also recite a prayer to thank God for letting him back into the physical world. Praise be to God who gave us life after He caused us to die. So sleep is treated as a return from death. Every night the believer symbolically dies, and every morning they are restored. classical Hindu thoughts, especially in the Upanishadic and Vedantic traditions, the human being is not made of separate souls, but of layers of being, each operating at a different level of reality. So we have Atman, the true self, eternal, unchanging, identical in essence to Brahman, the absolute. Atman is what is. Jiva, the individual soul. Atman is embodied and conditioned by karma, memory and experience, and Jiva is what lives. And Sarira, the bodies. Sarira is what experiences. Sarira is then split into three to explain how consciousness appears to move between waking, dreaming, deep sleep, birth and death. There is Sthula Sarira, the gross body, the physical body active in the waking state. We have Sukshma Sarira, the subtle body, the mind, intellect, ego, senses and breath, active in the dream state. This is the body that moves during sleep. And then we have Karana Sarira, the causal body, the seed body associated with ignorance, active in deep sleep. There's no images, no dreams, no ego. It is only and purely potential. These bodies correspond to three states of consciousness through which we pass every day. Each state of consciousness is characterized by the dominance of one body, while the others remain dormant. As the 𝘠𝘩𝘠𝘦𝘠𝘭 Upanishad puts it, when a man sleeps, he takes away with him the material from the entire world, destroys it, and rebuilds it. Dream is not an illusion, it is another mode of reality. In sleep, the person becomes united with the self. Elsewhere, the same text describes sleep as a passage towards death itself. When a person is asleep, he goes to the state of death. The Mandukya Upanishad states, in deep sleep, the sleeper does not desire, nor does he see dreams. Then he goes even further, describing deep sleep or susupti as a state beyond duality, near Brahman itself. Hindu texts repeatedly describe sleep as a temporary dissolution of individuality. So, in Hinduism, sleep is a daily rehearsal of death. The body rests, the subtle self wanders, the ego disappears, and yet the self remains untouched.
Back to the place where all the spirits came from, and where all the spirits return.
For many First Nations cultures, sleep is not a mental illusion. Instead, it is a real movement of the soul. The Iroquois saw dreams as real events happening to the soul, and not symbols created by the mind. Because Native American traditions are primarily oral, we do not have systematic theological texts comparable to those of Egypt or India. But many first-hand accounts were recorded, and some researchers worked directly with indigenous spiritual leaders. One of them is anthropologist Anthony Wallace. He explains in his book The Death and Rebirth of the Seneca that dreams were believed to be experiences of the soul, which left the body during sleep and acted independently. Wallace worked directly with Seneca elders, recording traditions attributed to the prophet Handsome Lake. Someday in the future, the world will be destroyed by fire. When that day comes, have no fear. Those who have followed the good word will fall asleep, and the Creator will lift them up into the sky, to the new land. If a dream was ignored, neglected, or left unsatisfied, it was believed that illness could follow, since the soul's needs had not been respected. The Iroquois also developed a remarkable ritual institution known as the False Face Society. Members of this medicinal society wore powerful carved masks that they use in healing rituals. And to become a member, one must either be cured of a serious illness by the society, or receive a dream in which the spirits call the person to the role. In other words, dreams function as initiations. They are moments where the soul is contacted, instructed, or claimed. For the Lakota, often groups under Sioux, dreaming and visions are not psychological states. They are modes of passage where the person moves into the spirit world. They distinguish two key states: the dream, being the ordinary sleep where the soul moves spontaneously, and the vision quest called 𝘠𝘠𝘠𝘠𝘠, which means crying for vision, where the soul travels intentionally. Black Oak, a holy man of the Lakota people, speaks extensively about dreams and visions. I was seeing in a sacred manner the shapes of all things in the spirit, and the shape of all shapes as they must live together like one being. In the vision, I was not asleep, but I was not awake. I was where the spirits walk. While I was lying there, I was taken away, and I saw more than I can tell. Black Oak repeatedly describes being physically taken, not figuratively. A vision is not safe. It can kill you if you are not strong. The Ojibwe people are actually much better documented than most traditions. For them, dreams are messages sent from either spirits, ancestors, or future possibilities. They are also known to have widely used dream catchers, which were originally protective filters for harmful dreams, and they acknowledged dreams as real forces. In the Midwewin scrolls, which were teaching preserved in birch bark scrolls, we find songs, initiatory visions, and dream instructions. Dreams are how spiritual knowledge is transmitted. Without dreams, there is no medicine. Alfred Irving Hallowell, considered to be one of the founding fathers of American anthropology, explains the Ojibwe's view of dreams in those terms. Dreams are primary means by which a person communicates with other than human persons. The soul does not imagine, it encounters, and the dreamer may encounter 𝘠𝘠𝘠𝘠𝘠, which were spirits, ancestors, animal persons, or future selves and future events. Across all these traditions, sleep is widely understood as a temporary departure of the spiritual body. The body lies still, but the dream moves on its own. Japan has very clear, almost dramatic concepts of literal death during sleep. Tamashii-nuke, the soul sleeping out, or the soul has come loose. During deep sleep, shock, illness, or trance, the tamashii, the soul, may partially leave the body. This is why sleepers should not be abruptly awakened, call too loudly, or be physically shaken, because if so, the soul might never return. Japanese folklore, especially in the Heian and Edo periods, holds that during sleep, the soul leaves the body as a floating form, such as the 𝘰𝘭𝘪𝘴, a disembodied spirit that leaves the body of a living person. one of the greatest sources we have is in Kojiki and Nihon Shoki, where we can read about emperors receiving prophetic dreams directly from the other world. At this time, the emperor happened to be asleep. He awoke suddenly and said, "What a long time I have slept." Then Amaterasu no Ohokami instructed the emperor in a dream of the night, saying, "I will now send thee the Yatasarasu, make it thy guide through the land." Then there did indeed appear the Yatagarasu flying down from the void. The emperor made prayer that night in Weruson and then fell asleep. The heavenly deity appeared to him in a dream and instructed him, saying, "Take earth from within the shrine of the heavenly Mount Kago, and of it make 80 heavenly platters." And we can also read about deities speaking through dreams. Other Japanese myths treat dreams as meeting with the dead, temporary visits to Yomi, which is the land of the dead, warning from ancestors, or soul journeys. Lastly, there is Shugendo, or mountain asceticism, which is a syncretic religion combining elements of Shinto and Buddhism with Taoism. The practitioner, called Yamabushi, aims to empty the self to become a vessel for vision, spirit, or insight. In a ritual called uketamo, meaning receiving the spirit, the practitioner steps aside to receive visions. The Yamabushi can also sleep on stones or in caves, believing that sleep plus exhaustion plus ritual equals vision state. Egypt. For the ancient Egyptians, the human being was composed of several interdependent parts, each playing a specific role in life, death, sleep, and the afterlife. So there is Hat, their physical body, Ka, the vital essence of the life force, Ba, the mobile soul or the personality, Ach, the transfigured spirit, Ib, the heart, Ren, the name, Shuet, the shadow, and Sechem, the power or the vital authority. These elements are not just symbolic metaphors, they are functional components that must remain connected for existence to continue beyond death. For the ancient Egyptians, sleep functioned as a controlled, reversible form of death. To illustrate this, we're going to analyze three primary textual traditions. The first one will be the pyramid text. They focus on royal afterlife and establish the foundational roles of Ka and Ba. We have the coffin text. They extend these concepts and explicitly describe the movement of the Ba. And finally, probably the most famous one, the Book of the Dead. It fully poeticized the transformation and the return of the Ba and the nocturnal soul travel. I have selected a couple of quotes from these different texts to illustrate how the Ka and the Ba were explained through all these textual traditions, to explain how the ancient Egyptians viewed sleep, death, and the movement of the Ka and the Ba. Raise yourself, Ach of the Pepi. Sit down and dine, and your cow will sit down and eat bread and beer with you without stopping for the course of eternity. You will not perish. Your car will not perish. You are car. Ho, Pepe, Horus's eye has come to you. Your bar from the gods has come to you. Ho, Pepe, elder when awake and great when asleep, raise yourself, Pepe. You have not died. Though you have gone away, you have returned. You have awoken, though you have gone to sleep. In the pyramid text, which very often address Pepe, the king or kings for whom these incantations were written, the Ba is the mobile, luminous aspect of the person that departs during sleep and death, travels the sky, joins the gods, and returns. The Ka sustains existence through nourishment and continuity, while the 𝘰 represents the perfected, effective state resulting from proper transformation. In the coffin text, the Ba is no longer implicit but explicit. It is a mobile, autonomous soul that can leave the body, act elsewhere, and return without severing the bond to the corpse. So, let's read. Go, go, yonder soul of mine, that yonder God may you see wherever he is in my form, my shape and my wisdom. May he stand and sit while you are opposite him. My soul will not be restrained, nor my corpse held back. In the Book of the Dead, the movement of the soul is made fully explicit. The Ba is described as leaving the body, travelling through the 𝘠𝘠, and returning to the mummy, while the Ka remains bound to the body and sustained by offerings. Many spells are not about death itself, but about ensuring that the soul can come back safely. Let's read. Before Ra, gifts are made unto thy Ka before the gods, and they make offerings to thy Ka, and thou hast abundant offerings for thy Ka. Thou art my Ka, the dweller in my body, the god 𝘠𝘠𝘠 who knitteth and straighteneth my limbs. I have come to the city of God, the region that is eternally old, while my soul, double and spirit soul, to be a dweller in this land. Grant thou that my soul may come unto me from wheresoever it may be. Let me have possession of my Ba and of my 𝘠, and let me triumph therewith in every place wheresoever it may be. So, in conclusion, Egyptian theology consistently presents sleep as a reversible, controlled form of death. Each night, the Ba, the mobile soul, may depart, travel, and interact with other realms, while the Ka remains as the sustaining life force bound to the body. Awakening occurs only when the Ba successfully returns. Dreams, therefore, are not illusions, but traces of this nocturnal passage between worlds. So here we are, Chinese classical traditions, where folklore surrounding sleep, death, and the wandering souls forms the core of my artwork. In my drawing, the main figure is shown asleep, with a horse on his bed, provoking his nightmare, and as he sleeps, he dreams of his own funeral. As the dream unfolds, he begins to move beyond his human condition, gradually taking on a centaur form. Two figures appear beside him, identical to himself, calling out, almost confronting him. They are called 𝘠𝘠𝘠 and 𝘠𝘠, and in what follows, we're going to see what they actually mean. Let's dive into it. In Chinese thought, Taoist, folk, and later medical traditions, sleep is not viewed as a passive rest. Instead, it is a moment where part of the soul leaves the body. Pretty much like the metaphysical cosmic duality between yin and yang, classical Chinese philosophy elaborated a dualism related purely to the soul. It was called 𝘠𝘠𝘠. This philosophy says that humans have two souls, 𝘠, ethereal, yang, and 𝘠, corporeal, yin. During sleep, the 𝘠 leaves the body to travel, while the 𝘠 remains in the flesh, keeping the person alive. something very familiar to the Egyptian Ka and Ba. Chinese sources often place dreaming, illness, trance, and near-death experiences on the same continuum of partial soul departure. This formulation appears in later Han 6 Dynasty's synthesis of 𝘠𝘪𝘴 theory. When a person dies, the 𝘠 ascends and the 𝘯 returns to the earth. In sleep as well, the 𝘯 remains to guard the body while the 𝘠 wanders. In the 𝘯𝘪𝘐, a 4th century collection of Taoist ghost tales compiled by Gan Ba, dreams are not treated as mental fabrications, but as literal movements of the spirit outside the body. In dreams, the spirit wanders, the body lies asleep, while the spirit goes forth. This is not metaphorical language. In the 𝘯𝘪𝘐, people fall asleep and are later found to have visited distant places, spoken with spirits, attended trials in the underworld, or received messages that prove accurate upon waking. Many Chinese folktales go even further, describing dreams as actual descent into the underworld. In the 𝘰𝘰𝘭𝘪𝘵, written by Pu Songling in the 17th century, characters fall asleep and find themselves summoned before judges of the dead, escorted by spirit messengers, riding unfamiliar roads or horses, or witnessing events that later unfold in waking life. One day, he was lying ill in bed when he saw a messenger arriving at his door, bearing an official-looking document, so Song struggled out of bed, climbed onto the horse, and was carried away down an unfamiliar road. Pu Songling recalls his experiences not as metaphors, but as lived passages between worlds. In classical Chinese medicine, especially in the 𝘠𝘪𝘐𝘕, sleep is not described as unconsciousness, but as a process of withdrawal. During sleep, the spirit disengages from the sensory world and turns inward. The camp and the guard qi of the human body. During day, they pass through the yang section. During nighttime, they pass through the yin section. The 5 depots are yin and each stores its specific essence, as in the liver stores the 𝘠, the lung stores the 𝘯. So, according to the 𝘠𝘪𝘐𝘕, when a person lies down to sleep, the body can only find rest if the essences are properly settled within their depots. Each organ stores a specific soul component. The liver houses the 𝘠, and the lung the 𝘯, and when these containment fails, sleep becomes restless or impossible. Centuries later, this idea was made explicit by the Ming Dynasty physician Zhang Jiebin. In his commentary on the 𝘠𝘪𝘐𝘕, he defines sleep as the quiescence of the spirit and explicitly calls it a small death. When awake, the spirit perches in the eyes. When asleep, the spirit perches in the kidneys. Thus, sleep is the quiescence of the spirit. The image of the yin and its mechanism is in the eyes. If the spirit is tranquil, one sleeps. If not, one lies awake. This is why it is considered a small death. There is even a popular saying that derives from this worldview, 梦中入冥, meaning to enter the underworld in a dream. The Taoist term, 游魂, is used to describe dreamy state where the spirit travels outside the body, exactly like the Egyptian Ba. So, in all these ancient Chinese traditions, dreams are not symbolic constructions of the mind, but concrete events happening to the soul. So, in conclusion, even though I've only covered the ancient traditions that were the most documented, I have read many ancient books and research papers, And what struck me in my research is how consistent one idea remains across cultures, centuries, and belief systems. Sleep was not understood as rest, but as a temporary death, a moment where the body remains, yet something essential withdraws. Again and again, sleep is described as a threshold state, a suspension of embodied identity, during which the soul is understood to depart, travel, witness, and most of the time returns at dawn. Personally, I have never experienced what is commonly described as a full out-of-body experience or astral projection. What I have experienced repeatedly is something far more concrete and intimate. The sensation of dissolving as sleep arrives. I have literally felt dying, breathing like I never breathed, and succumbing to the overwhelming power of sleep. This did not feel symbolic. It felt final, inevitable, like dying briefly every night. This is how I have come to visualize the dream experience. Life unfolds as a line, limited in time, bounded by birth and death. But this line is punctuated by dots, sleep. Each night we momentarily fall out of the line and into a surrounding realm, not a pit beneath life, but a circle that encompasses it. It hosts ancestors, heavens and hells, spirits and judges, but also inner figures, shadows, doubles, guides, and archetypal forms that precede and outlast us. And more unsettling still, it hosts ourselves. In the dream world, a realm the soul can endure because it is timeless, dialogue with former and future selves become possible. This surrounding plane, what many traditions called the astral, the intermediary, or simply the between, is a realm where what once seemed surreal becomes visible, and where laws of gravity, colour and language answer only to themselves. Our dreaming current self can then meet its former and future selves, and only once our current selves converse with them can we become whole, aware of our godly nature. These concepts help make sense of Buddhist samsara and reincarnation, Islamic barzakh, or Tibetan bardo. Dreams are not simply a compilation of odd images or off visions hidden by our unconscious. Instead, I see dreams as a trailer for the afterlife, a taste or a daily glimpse offered by God, karma, or the universe into what true life is, was, and may yet become. But not only do we need a vehicle to access those dreams, we also need one to come back from them. And this will be the topic of part 2, where we will explore the horse as not only a symbol, but as an entity, the ancient carrier of souls, the companion of thresholds, and the vehicle that brings us back from death every morning.